recharges your energy. I've never tried it. You said that you like naked yoga.
They start to like pile up in the apartment. I'm talking like there were like 3 blondes at the same time, and they were just like, so wait, how long have you known him?
Don't hate me, you're unfriend me, but I've never watched.
I was sweating profusely because I was just like working, twerking, moving, grooving, and they were just like, what the hell are you on? What is he on?
I think that I'm not showing anything for anybody. Anything I do is for myself. If someone wants to use me as a beauty standard, then that's a compliment.
Cheers to that, baby.
Hi there, this is Kelly Mizgorski
and Ryan Frankowski,
and you're listening to Mocktails Or Messy.
Are you gonna get messy today, Kelly, or are you gonna get mocktailed?
I mean, I'm just gonna have a little bit of wine and
Ooh, well, don't sound so excited.
Come on. I know, right? I've been up since early this morning.
Yes. So you definitely are tired, as well as me. I just flew in, but today we got from Dandelion Wine Shop in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, New York. English neighborhood. It's called Dandelion Bottle Shop. They hooked us up with
the Beach House Sauvignon Blanc.
Oh,
and
we're gonna go to the Beach House in the Hamptons today. This is something that you didn't know about, which is kind of weird. You cannot sell a non-alcoholic bottle in a New York alcoholic shop. Does that make sense?
That is so interesting.
Yeah, like a wine shop in New York, I guess the state in general they're not legally allowed to sell non-alcoholic bottles.
Well, you know what? I kind of feel like if I was just running in real quick to an alcohol shop and I was trying to grab a bottle, I wouldn't read like non-alcoholic. Mm-hmm. So I'd be kind of pissed off if I ran in, grabbed something real quick, got home and found out it was non-alc. Because I'm going to an alcohol shop. So I don't know. Maybe there's something to it.
That might be it. I mean, it's kind of weird that they have now weed in all these bodegas, these little delis now in New York. And I just found that bizarre to me because living in LA, it was such a phenomenon. It's oh, now weed is legalized in California. And it's always been, it feels like.
Wait, is it legal in New York now?
I don't know what
I'm so confused about all of this.
I think it is because now they're all popping up. But so I have the Ginson de-alcoholized New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, and it is pretty good.
It looks
6 grams of sugar per serving, pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
And then look, they even have per container.
Okay,
so what you're gonna get really non-alcoholic.
How many calories in the whole thing?
The whole calories per container, 100 calories.
What?
Now, the sugar's a little steep, 13 grams of sugar, but that's not bad for a whole bottle.
If that's your sugar for the day, I mean, it's a little more than what we'd like to go with, but love it.
I'm trying to give you a little bit of Hamptons vibes today. I was in New York for work and then ended up going to a concert with one of my dear friends from college. We had such a good time. It was the Palm Tree Festival.
Okay, that's so palm trees in New York. Yeah, that's a little interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, my weekend definitely wasn't as exciting as yours, but I had my hair done. I got tag teamed by my 2 favorite stylists. The question:
how comfortable are you being passed between 2 men today?
I said tag team. I'm like, whoa, you're getting tag teamed by 2 gay hairstylists? They're magicians, but I didn't know they were going to do that to you.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
And it does look amazing. Can you do a little spin for us?
Oh, yeah.
Show us the back.
Thank you, Dawson. Thank you, Dan. When you want to walk out with a little pep in your step, go to Studio Raw. If you want to just feel good about yourself, increase your confidence, go to Studio Raw.
My mom was mesmerized by your video, your little tick.
Oh my God.
Talk.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, I love my hairstylist, but I want to go there now because
I want her to go
just
too.
The vibe. It's like a little spa, really. Or a day club.
It's you feel like you're at a party or you're chilling with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
So
speaking of parties, I really missed you this weekend. I needed my right-hand woman.
I know. I need to make it up to New York with you next time.
I know. And as much as you said oh, I'd rather be in LA because of the nice weather and stuff, but something about New York in the summer, it might be hot as hell.
Mm-hmm.
You're sweating, you're dripping, you're melting, but the energy. There's so many interesting people people just
That's
like
what people
fleeing
say.
the
The
seats.
energy there is just buzzing. I mean, I haven't been there in 15 years. I went when I was like 15 or 16 years old, and I loved it so much. I'd love to go back with you.
Yes, we're gonna make some work trip out of it.
Now you tell me what happened there. Tell me all about it.
Okay, so when I arrived, I was able to connect with a group, a museum that I used to work for whenever I was, first moving to New York. I was like, just graduating college, paying those student loans off, and I needed some extra cash. And I found this group, the Leslie Lohman Museum, and then they had a drawing group, and so I did some art modeling back in the day in my early 20s.
Nude, right?
Nude, yeah.
Nude, yeah.
Yeah,
Which
know
is
me.
That's art.
I mean, you know me, Kelly. I love any excuse to be like nude yoga, nude beach, nude this, nude that. I mean, some people are like, oh my God, like stop. Like that is just fucking weird. But like you either get it.
Do you sun your butthole when you do the nude yoga?
What?
It's apparently a power portal. If you lay on your back and grab your toes, it's like the happy baby pose or something.
Oh
and you
my
like open up your haunches
Your
and
cheeks.
let the sun shine on your butthole. It apparently recharges your energy. I've never tried it. I was just, you said that, okay, listen, you said you like naked yoga, so I'm just wondering.
I mean, I've never heard of this. So wait, it recharges you? So you have to be in the sun. You have to be at like the nude beach.
You have to be outside in the sun, and the sun has to be hitting your hole.
Oh my God. I mean, I guess back in my Fire Island days, like, I don't know, or maybe my Sandy Hook or there's a beach in Jersey that like everybody goes to from New York, but I never tried that. I think I don't know. I feel like I would feel really like uncomfortable.
Maybe not at the beach. Maybe in your backyard. Like, I don't think the other beachgoers want to see your asshole. I could be wrong, but yeah.
That is so funny. You do know some tricks. You really did some art modeling. I ended up like reaching out to the team at the drawing studio that I work for. It's just like an extra I know it sounds really bizarre, but like I feel like I connected really well with these group of artists in New York, and it was just always fun to see these drawing studios. And it's just like I even got like my ex involved like a couple times to pose nude. It's just like, hey, if you can make an extra $400, like why not?
Yeah,
Cash.
but it's not easy work. You have to stand still, right, for a long time.
Yeah, I guess that's something that I never really thought was a big deal because I'm like into yoga and flexibility movements. So like for me to just like stand in a pose for 20 minutes, as long as it's somewhat
I can't do it. I start getting like lightheaded and freaked out. I have to be moving. I cannot just stand in the same pose for 20 minutes.
Oh, so you're not going to be able to do it when we have our brand launch in New York?
So I would have to be like maybe sitting on a chair like Britney Spears.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that, but not like standing and not moving at all.
Okay, so we'll recreate the shot from our cover art, and you will be sitting in a chair.
Yes.
And then I'll be pouring in the messy cocktail from the shaker into your mouth.
So are we going to do like art?
Yes,
nude art?
We're going to do nude art.
Okay.
As long as you get it approved by your husband.
Oh, I don't have to get anything approved by him, honey.
You are such a good wife. I love that. Or you just have like a really good marriage, and I'm jealous. I did meet some of my interesting characters in the city. Like, I was like having such a blast, like, being a Samantha Jones from Sex and the City. Mm-hmm. You know the reference.
Don't hate me. Don't unfriend me, but I've never watched Sex and the City before.
What?
I know.
I literally, like, why am I just finding this out right now? Like, did you tell me this before? Like, please tell me you told me and I forgot.
No, I actually, just kept pretending that maybe I saw it before.
Oh, my God.
Because I didn't really want to tell you because you're so obsessed. And
you are fucking killing me, girl.
I know.
I guess you watch Gossip Girl.
No.
What the fuck? See, now you don't appreciate New York.
I've never watched TV. Like, I'm not a TV watcher.
You're a movie girl.
I will watch a movie like one time. I will not watch it over and over again. And I do enjoy reality TV shows, but I have not watched many TV series.
What's your favorite reality show?
I'm just gonna say it's The Bachelor Bachelor,
Okay,
Bachelorette,
yeah, you
just
are a
because I've been
basic
watching it. I've
bitch.
been following it for so
Yeah.
long.
I mean, I was
The
always...
Kardashians, for sure.
Okay, so like that's something like I wouldn't admit.
Oh. I love the Kardashians. You know, if you don't like them, then fuck off.
I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie, like it's a guilty pleasure of mine and I don't ever tell anybody, but then I'm like, why am I hiding this Kardashian obsession? Like I think it's just like I get judged by so many of my friends who are like very highbrow, like very intellectual, like, and they're just like, ooh, who watches that shit? I like their family, like I kind of do.
They're relatable. Like, I love their family.
Well, not anymore, but they were relatable.
Well, what do you mean? Like too much plastic surgery now?
Well, that and
Too much.
I feel like society's a little fucked up because they're showing like this is a standard of beauty. Like you can look like a 9 out of 10 if you inject your lips and if you get fillers and if
I get what you're saying. For me, it actually makes me feel more confident because you can look at their before and after pictures and I know that I'm like just a normal girl. Like I don't have to look like that. I just don't have self-esteem issues. But I've worked hard to get here. I'm this way for my daughter.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be insecure around her because I don't want her to ever see me being insecure and then she could potentially be insecure then.
Well, let me kind of flip the script and play devil's advocate.
Yeah, please.
If you are doing that, what do you have to say to people that might state like, oh, well, getting hair extensions and getting Botox is not being secure? You're showing that you should get this to be confident.
I think that I'm not showing anything for anybody. Anything I do is for myself. If someone wants to use me as a beauty standard, then that's a compliment.
Cheers to that, baby.
Cheers.
I like the sound of that. You are really just always boosting up other women and including yourself. Like, I think you really have to show like you love yourself and your own skin. And then if you want to like add on those little enhancements, like we all want, like, you know, it's like even with fashion, like, or even like, you know, myself, like I used a spray tan this weekend because I was doing a shoot and I was like, I really feel like this is going to make me feel super confident. Just having that even glow, and I'll tell you what, it did something to me. Yeah, it really did.
I
was
always
like,
get a spray
boom.
tan before a big event.
I think with women, it's a little bit more acceptable than men with the spray tan.
Well,
like
it makes you lose 10 pounds.
Yeah, like it's like, everything looks a little bit more tighter,
exactly,
and chiseled and shadowy, and
you know, if a camera adds 10 pounds, that makes it go away. The spray tan.
Oh, okay. So then you're kind of like balancing it out. Yeah, because I you know, took some thirst traps and I definitely feel like the spray tan 2 days after the spray that like I just felt like everything was showing a little bit better, like shadowy and this and that. And I don't know, I mean, some people might be like, I've seen better, but I was really happy with
you know
coat.
What one of the viewers said? They said that you're a GQ model in the body and a guy next door in the face.
Ooh, oh shit. I'll take it as a compliment, but I also feel like, you know, this has taken me years to get to this point because when I was like younger, I was insecure about my sexuality, so I felt like I had to like lean in with like the body and like really work out and show that like I don't give a fuck about what you think or what you make fun of. So I'm going to just like show it off. And now it's kind of become this like norm for me because, you know, you're going to give people what the people want.
Can we talk about your hair? So
what's going on with it?
I love it. It's like a phenomenon. You did it. You corrected me for once.
Oh
Normally
God.
I'm the one helping you.
That is impressive.
Okay, so when you travel, tell me if you always have this experience too. You travel, you go to a new city, a new place, you use the tap water there to wash your hair, and your hair always turns out like more voluminous and like better when you travel and you go somewhere else. I don't know what the deal is. That the water, or is it just like are we like less greasy because you get dried out in the airplane? Like, what do you think it is?
I think truthfully it is just maybe making more of an effort for me personally, because I'm like, okay, I gotta come with a dry shampoo if I'm gonna travel. Like, I don't want to be like screwed without it, or like have the hair dryer on deck, or even just like have the right products. But like normal day to day, I might not do that because I'm just like getting lazy.
Okay, I mean, maybe.
I don't know.
I think for me, it's
theory.
the tap water. I think it's the tap water. Just like, how when you switch up your shampoos, sometimes it can do something to your hair. It kind of just like revamps it. Where if you use the same thing every day, you could start getting flat and, I don't know, build up or something. So I don't know. I think it's the switching up the tap water.
That might be a theory.
Maybe using a different shampoo at the hotel.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, you're right, because like we get kind of bored you doing the same old thing. I think that's a good point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I do switch it up whenever I'm traveling, but I think in some weird way, like this fucking humidity can't like put any product in it because it's just gonna kind of like drip out. Like I was melting and I was sweaty and I just don't want to get that stuff in my face.
Yeah, you don't want the product getting on your skin and then you'll break out. So tell me about your crazy weekend in New York City.
Where do I start? I arrived in a Mercedes Sprinter van.
Ooh,
I was gonna take the flight, and then I realized, you know what? This Sprinter van is gonna get me there at the right time, and then I don't have to take a car to the airport to and from, because that adds up. That adds time onto your commute time, and then even security and waiting at the airport. And I'm like, this car service, this Mercedes Sprinter van, it was with other people as well. It was only like $59.
Oh, wow.
One way. So It took me there. I mean, they were pretty fast. And then I arrived to New York, went straight to my friends in Soho. We had a nice little dinner. In the morning after, I saw somebody at the coffee shop. And I'm like,
who could it be?
He kind of gave me these eyes, and I was like, I'm going to pull up my little app,
Oh, okay.
I'm going to see what's going on. Oh,
so what app is this? What app is it?
It's Grind. It's Grindr.
Grindr.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And can you explain that to the straight people?
Okay, so Grindr is a gay hookup app. And, yeah, like I fucking didn't know anything about it whenever I was in college, but then like everybody like I guess utilized it to be like, okay, like, where are the gays in the area?
So is this hookup like sexual hookup or just hooking, like linking up? Like this isn't a dating app,
think
correct?
It's mainly used for hooking up, like just a physical like altercation.
Okay.
But I do feel like it could be. Is that the right terminology? Altercation.
I feel like altercation is a bad thing, but
it's just like a physical hookup. It's just for fun, just for playing reindeer games.
Okay.
And what did I do? Oh yeah, so I pulled it up. I saw this guy at the coffee shop and I'm like, wow, okay, he's right here. And then messaged him. We kind of connected. He's from Europe, but bought an apartment in downtown. We'll say in downtown. We'll say like in the Village.
Okay, and did you go downtown that night?
Yes, I did. Oh my God, it was so much fun. I mean, like hot. And it was just like one of those things that you're just like, you're having like a little bit of a dry spell because you're just like, I remember talking to like a couple episodes ago, like, I got that crazy notification that was like, oh my God, like you have an alert, like alert your partner, like you got to go get checked. Mm-hmm. So I was like very like scared after that. And then I'm like in New York, it's hot, like the summer, it's heating up. You get these eyes linked up at the coffee shop. I'm like, bloop, pull up Grindr, found them, doot, text, moving on and meeting up at the apartment. And I'll tell you what, hot, fucking hot.
Have you ever linked up with someone and then became like scared for your life? Like they're maybe a little bit too kinky or violent?
You know what? I think it's already addressed in the initial like messaging. So,
you know what? You're right. You can tell if someone has those vibes.
Yeah. Like, I don't think I've ever really
So then you just don't follow through.
No, yeah, you either ghost them or you just are like, I'm trying to get better about being like, just with anybody, like, just saying like, hey, it's just not for me.
Like, no, thank you.
Yeah, like,
instead
no,
of
thank
ghosting,
you.
just being more straightforward.
Yeah, ghosting is just not very nice. I don't think I would want to be ghosted, but I have been ghosted, and then you're just kind of like, I get it. Like, even like my friend this weekend, love him. He is one of those people that is just like a magical person, like is like one of my biggest fans, and I'm a biggest fan of him. And he is always fucking late. He's always running on like late. But I love it because I'm like, I get it. I can get more stuff done. I don't mind. Like, I'm not like waiting around being like, hey, you said 3:30. It ended up being like 5:30. But then I was like, hey, got like, you know, some beard trimming. I went to the wine shop. I explored the neighborhood, got some pierogies in Greenpoint. It was such a fun like time that I'm like always thinking about people being like super late or ghosting. And I'm like, hey, I do that. So I don't mind if you do it.
Right. Okay. So you got there. You had a hot hookup straight off the bat. Did anything top that?
I mean, I guess like the concert was amazing in the Hamptons. The job that I was on, I can't really discuss it.
Tell me about the concert.
Oh yeah, the concert was Kygo, Parson James, who was my friend, and then Sophie Tucker. Oh my God. I am obsessed. And now I have always heard the stuff, Sophie Tucker. It is like Summer in New York, and then it's like that one that's like the purple cheetah hat, purple hat.
I have no idea what you're
you
talking
don't know
about.
What I'm talking about? I've been like listening to Sophie Tucker. So Tucker is like, it's
There's
amazing.
my phone again.
Yeah,
Sorry.
what the hell?
Every time, without fail, I forget to.
We get invited to the after party from one of the DJs. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this is. Stole the show. So that's Parson James. Yeah. And I wanted to meet up with him, and unfortunately, you know, when people have those dogs, you got to make sure that you got to take the dog out. So yeah, we didn't end up going to like, you know, the after party because we had to go back to the city and make sure because there was no dog sitter.
For a fun after party, it's like
but
they
then
can
would you
make
have left them for 16 hours?
I maybe done that. Nah, maybe did it one time when I lived in Mississippi and I drove to New Orleans for the day.
Oh,
but I mean, they have a really good life every other moment, and I just didn't really like
every other moment.
I wasn't.
This friend, I could tell that I was like annoying them because like kind of being my total unapologetically authentic self, and I think I was just like annoying them because they were like hyper fixated on like correcting me on like certain things, and like we were just not like seeing eye to eye.
I cannot do a corrector. So let's rate this experience then. So what,
yes.
like we talked about in the last episode, we're gonna rate experiences.
Yes.
From a 1 to 10. How much fun did you have with this person?
I will say, you know, overall, it was definitely like an 8.5.
Oh, that's
9.
really high.
Yeah. The only thing is, like, it could have been, you know,
a 10.
A 10.
Yeah.
I think it was just like, oh my God, like, I don't know if I'm just being like super sensitive, or I think it's like, usually we have like a group of us. So like there is no like correcting being involved because like, you know, I'm a mess. This person's a mess. That person's a mess. She's just kind of the mom of the group. Like love her. She takes care of us. She's organized. She's like on time. She does all the things and like, but like, you know how that goes, but you're right. Like, you know, and I don't think anything needs to be perfect because I do think like, you know, the rating thing, I was thinking of what you were saying and I'm like, I'm having a little bit of a low point, but I think it was because I'm in the city. 2 of my exes are there. Now listen, New York is 8 million people, over 8 million people. And everybody's got exes. I just happen to have 2 of them living in the same city and they are both like 5-year relationships. And I was just like, it was in my head. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to see either of them. But then I was like, oh my God, like I feel like I should because like, you know, I kind of miss them. But then I'm like, I always get like emotional whenever I see them because it's like, it relives a little bit of like, it opens up the trauma back in the day. And I don't want to sound like a little bitch like, oh, it was so traumatic, the breakup was so traumatic. It's like, it's a breakup, that's how it's supposed to be. I think it's just like, you know how you miss somebody, you want to see them, but then you're like, as we get older, responsible, be smart, enjoy your time. You have limited time in New York. You're working and then you're playing. So like, don't relive or open up Pandora's box of trauma.
I think I'm like really insensitive because I just feel like I don't have any trauma. Like, it's like, yeah, I'm over it. I'm over you. Love to see you though. Like, I would have just seen them.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
Okay. So maybe it's because you're in like a really secure marriage place that you're like,
my husband would probably be happy to see like some of my exes. He'd be like happy to see them because they knew each other. I want to
get to that level. I want to get to that point. I guess I don't know. Maybe it's just like, maybe it's a different personality trait.
I think it is.
Yeah. So you don't mind. I think it's like, that's the part of me that's like, I want to get to your point, like level.
I don't know. I've been called like cold and like no heart. So I don't know that you want to be on my level. I really do have a big heart. I just can like
compartmentalize or shut off that
I can just
emotion.
shut it off. It's no big deal. It's not hard for me to do that.
Okay.
Whether I'm actually dealing with things or not. Like, maybe you're dealing with things in a healthy way and I'm not. Like, I really don't know.
See that. So what? In the past, I would always make time to see these people. Mm-hmm. And when I say these people, like an ex or like maybe an old friend that, you know, we just kind of lost touch. But then I realized when your time is limited and whenever I'm going through like this emotional state of like somebody like emailing me and like the ex is like trying to like reach out and like have conversations, I'm like, no. I still need my space. I still need to keep that boundary intact. Mm-hmm. And even with the friends from like LA that were my party friends back in the day, like that is kind of like a trigger. I had a conversation with one of my party friends from back in the day that we would just like go to boozy brunches, go to the beach, you know, like have margaritas. I said to him, I called him, I'm like, I just want you to know I've been a really shitty friend, not responding and not like, you know, calling you back. And just, I think I'm just going through a new phase in my life that I'm trying to protect myself and not like open up that trigger of being like, oh, I want to grab like a margarita or something because I'm thinking of you.
What other crazy shit did you do, Ryan?
Okay, we went to a rooftop DJ party with the DJ who is actually a surgeon. He's got a little DJ on the side. It was a lot of fun.
So he's a surgeon and a DJ.
Yeah, it's
that's an
crazy.
Interesting combo.
I think there's a lot of DJs out there that have day jobs.
Well, I would think like a surgeon doesn't get much sleep, and neither does a DJ. So when does he sleep?
I know they don't need to sleep. Pride in New York is this coming weekend, and so they wanted to like have like a pre-Pride party, rooftop,
fun.
Sunday fun day. You know, it was a beautiful setting. You saw the skyline. You're on like the 40th floor. It was so much fun. And then, you know, ended up continuing the night going out to a club. And oh my God, you would have been so proud. I was twerking. I was on the stage. I was like, you know, shirt off, underwear out, like something that you would be very proud of.
I'm so proud. I'm a very proud mama right now.
I mean, I definitely looked like a fool, but I would get the party started. I mean, who knows?
When do you not do that?
I mean, that's kind of the
serious
MO.
question.
Yeah.
Serious question. When do you not do that? I know at the Pride Parade, people were asking me like, "Hey, like
the
for
Pittsburgh
Pride,
yeah,
people were coming up to me and asking like, "Hey, what is he on?" Like, because they wanted some, and I was like, life." Like, they were like, "Huh?" And I'm like, he is not on anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's how you are.
I know. You understand. You've known me for 20 years. I don't really need the alcohol or the drugs to really, like, step out of my comfort zone and be a little bit of a party wild man? Is that what I'm going for?
Sure.
I mean, I'll tell you what. On the dance floor / stage last night, they were like, I was sweating profusely because I was just like working, twerking, moving, you know, grooving, and they were just like, what the hell are you on? What is he on? Same thing. And I was like, this is just how it is. Like, when I feel the music, when I feel the beat and I'm feeling myself.
Hey, I can do it too. I remember at Daybreaker, it was a whole non-alcoholic club scene.
I know.
You and I were just going crazy on the dance floor.
Was that the first time that you ever like raged on the dance floor without booze?
In a long time. Like,
Okay.
obviously, when I was younger, like, I wasn't really an underage drinker. I didn't
No, you weren't
do
bad
anything.
like me.
No, I was not bad like you. So I've done it before, but, like, alcohol makes it easier. And I'm not saying that that's the answer, but
No, and like we talked about this in the car, like I think for people that like want to step out of their comfort zone and they could have like 2 drinks and they have the moderation and that limit in tech, I think it could be, I think that's great. I feel like it's fun to let loose if you have moderation and if you're like maybe more of a shy, reserved person typically. And if you get a little bit of wine, a little bit of like tequila or whatever it may be, a couple beers, that's great. I think for people like me that are like extreme, like wild extrovert actor types, they probably should. There's a lot of people in LA and Hollywood that have to like just completely distance themselves from the alcohol and the whatever, the drugs, the weed and all that, because they're so wild as it is naturally that it can just like spiral, or it could just like they don't have moderation, or they're way too crazy. Like, we need to calm down. Like some people are like, I think he needs a tranquilizer when I'm like a little bit too like wound up. Like, remember you said that when I visited you in Mississippi and I had all that cold brew coffee?
You chugged
chugged
like a half gallon of cold brew coffee. It was really concerning.
And you were like, will you just shut the fuck up? You're talking like a mile a minute.
You gave me a headache.
I love this. You are not shamed by saying the truth. You will be honest with me, Kelly. That's a true friend here.
I mean, seriously, you were like, and I was like, my brain's gonna explode. I'm like, how are you not exploding?
See, this is probably what my friend in New York this weekend was feeling. I probably was talking her ear off.
You do that, yeah. Which I normally love it. I'm normally like, give me more, tell me more. But like, I think if you have too much coffee, it's like it gets a little out of control sometimes.
Yeah. So I'm probably better a little bit on the more tired side because then I'm more subdued. Yes.
I think what actually drives me the craziest about you lately is, I don't know when you started doing this, maybe a couple weeks ago. If I don't respond back to you immediately, you go, and then I have to go, yeah. Like, I'm just listening, and then you just you want like an immediate response. So you just go,
I hate that about myself. I do that, and I catch myself even whenever we're watching the footage back of the pod, and I'm like, stop putting in the filler. Let her just like, you don't even need to signal. Like, you heard me. Like, and that's it. Like, maybe it's just like, it's a nervous tick.
It's kind of funny, so I just had to bring that up.
It's a nervous tick. Also, do you feel like my likes are just out of control?
They are, but it's the that's bothering me the most with you. It's like, it's a little annoying.
Okay, well, that's good to know. I'm working on it. I mean, not just for you, because I got to do it for myself. I don't like to sound like that. I don't like to sound. I have to use like, right?
You could use the word like for that sentence, yes.
I do not want to repeat phrases such as, at the end of each statement. That's what I'm trying to shoot for.
Well, and now when you started doing it, now I'm doing it to Ryan, my husband, and now he's doing it to me. So now I can't escape it. It's like a viral infection.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Okay, I'm gonna work on it. And you know what? That's not what my intention was. I mean, I don't think you really do anything that bothers me.
Oh, you wait.
Okay.
You'll have something soon.
Okay. Well, I think maybe I started to do what you did when somebody such as the friend and me were kind of butting heads.
Such as, you sound like one of those beauty pageant people.
Such as.
Yeah.
Is that what they say? The beauty pageant people?
There's a really funny clip of a beauty pageant girl, and she just keeps using like such as.
Oh gosh,
funny.
Such as. Now I'm gonna start that one. You know me, I can't
That's like not a good one.
That's pretty bad.
No.
But how do you like your beach house?
I like it. You know what? I really have been wanting to go to the beach. So
I know.
This is my little taste of the beach this year.
We're going to plan a beach thing. I think we just, Moraine State Park is nice. It's cute.
I want the
it's a lake.
ocean.
You want the ocean.
I want the ocean.
You like the riding the waves, right?
I don't really go in. I just like getting my toes in, and I like walking on the beach, and I like the salt water, like getting on my skin.
Mm-hmm. It feels good.
It's healing. Like if you have acne or it heals your skin.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you the best hair. The
I
beach
know.
hair.
The beach hair
is
is everything. The salt water.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell always the best, but it definitely looks voluminous.
Well, you definitely want to go to I like the smell of the ocean
You don't
and the
mind
salt water.
the salt water? Okay.
I like it. And maybe you're going to one of the polluted beaches.
Like Brighton Beach in New York, or Coney Island, or even like Jacob Reese, or maybe I got to go out east, like further out, like
yeah,
Hamptons.
But this
Fire
is,
Island.
the first time in 10 years that me and my family haven't lived next to a beach.
That is kind of weird. You're landlocked now. That's why a lot of people, as much as they might like Pittsburgh as a town, it does feel too landlocked.
It does.
To people that like the coast, like the beach, being close, like even an hour is really nothing. Like say you're in Philly, you can drive to the Jersey Shore pretty quickly.
I feel like I need to be a snowbird and have a place near the beach for when the winter happens.
When you get the winter blues.
But now, got the kids.
Eventually. That's
someday.
That's what you're going to stride for. And
I actually have some tips. How to cut back on your drinking from a drinker.
So you're a drinker. You know, I'm not going to tell you how to cut back when I'm not a drinker.
So get excited to get into bed.
Yeah.
For me, it's a good book or a new exercise that I'm doing, like walking or something, a new exercise routine that I'm doing.
Yes.
So I'm excited to get into bed and read that book, and I'm excited to get my rest so I can get up and go on my walk.
Yeah, have an early morning.
Yeah. Track your calories.
I like
You'll
that.
see that if you drink, you're going to go over your calories. Most likely. Make early morning plans.
Yes, so then you have to be accountable.
Right. You got to be there, right? So, and then surround yourself with people that you want to be like. So, I obviously don't want to be like, I know. I don't want to be like all these crazy drinkers that are drinking every day. So I'm not going to surround myself with people like that. I'm going to surround myself with people who drink less.
Right.
And then just a new hobby would be good. So keeping yourself busier and not getting bored.
That is a good point. Like a new hobby to distract yourself from, because I think a lot of times, like I talked about in New York days, the hobby was partying and drinking and brunching. And so when I went there this weekend, as much as I don't have as many crazy stories for you, we had an amazing mocktail lineup. My friend, she had the best situation, like spiced mango mocktail. She put the muddled mint in it. She had it ready. She had the non-alcoholic rosé bubbles.
Oh, wow, that
Are
sounds
you yawning again?
I'm yawning again.
Oh my God, I'm boring you with these mocktails. Okay, let's get back to the messy. The messy. Okay. I mean, the messy will be the one time that I was in New York. I was married at the time, and I went to go out to the restaurant that I had a job at, a side job. It's called Taverna de Baco. And I met a lot of fun people in the neighborhood. It was 2 blocks from my apartment.
What does that mean? Tavern of...
What does Taverna de Baco mean in Italian? It's Italian restaurant. Shout out to Maurizio. I don't know. What does Baco mean in Italian? It's thinking. do 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 do. Do 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 do. I can't figure it.
You know what?
You know what? So the messy story is.
We'll insert what that means here.
Yes, we're gonna insert what it means. The messy story is I went to the Italian restaurant a night that I wasn't working because I was, working as an engineer, and like I didn't work at this Italian restaurant every night. It was like maybe a Friday or Saturday. And this one girl that was a regular, she went to NYU. Really pretty girl. Mm-hmm. We got a little messy. We had a lot of wine. I think the owner was there and he was having us sample all the new wines. And, he's very generous when he's intoxicated. But when he's not intoxicated,
as most people can be.
Yes, and he's also kind of a little bit scary Italian, like when he's not intoxicated.
Those Italians have a temper sometimes.
He did, and that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. As I digress, like it's just too much. Like he was freaking me out. Like it was like if any little thing went wrong, he would just snap on you. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, dude, I don't know what's going on. You clearly are stressing out about the family.
The type.
Yes, you've been around those type of guys. And it's not just Italian. It's let's be honest, it's anybody. I don't even want to categorize it and say like male.
Any unstable person.
Yes, we all know those types. But at the end of the day, I brought the NYU girl home to my apartment. And she was like, who is this? And there was somebody sleeping on the couch. It was my mother-in-law.
Oh my gosh.
She didn't know I was married. And then my ex, married, came out of the bedroom, was like, what the fuck's going on? And like literally the girl was like freaking out. She's like, what the fuck? She's crying. She's like, you brought me home and you're married and like you're like with like a man.
She seriously started crying.
Yes, I think because we were so intoxicated and like I don't know. Like I don't think it was like, I think it was just like also too like I think we might have made out at the bar.
Oh shit.
Or the restaurant.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was just like kind of like, I mean, I have a lot of messy stories from that place because like one of my best friends who, God rest his soul, R.I.P., John Camuto, he would go there. He was a regular.
He did pass?
He passed in December of 2021.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was really hard, I think, because I didn't really get to see him for that because it was during COVID. And anyways, to make a long story short, he was just such a fun, like we went out all the time. And like I remember he brought over like every girl that he was dating was blonde. And they all kind of looked like you.
Oh, he would have loved me.
Yeah, he would have loved you. And even like my girlfriend Katie was dating him towards the end during COVID. And like it was just so crazy. It would be like he purposefully like literally was dating like multiple blonde hair girls that looked all the same at at the same time. And this is like typical fuckboy New York. Like,
my goodness, if they all look the same, just pick one.
I know, but he wanted, like, I think it's kind of like the kid that, like, just wants, like, he can't say no, or he, when you're just like, hey, like, because whenever you don't have a traditional job, like a 9 to 5, you're like available to party every night of the week. And New York is like, your playground. So I was over his apartment and he like invited them all at different times, like 9 o'clock to 1, and then like as the one's leaving at like 11, like he's inviting the other one, and so then they saw each other in the elevator and they're like, the hell's going on? And so then he keeps inviting them over as the night goes on, and then they start to like pile up in the apartment. I'm talking like there were like 3 blondes at the same time, and they were just like, so wait, how long have you known him? And then the other one was like, wait, so are you guys dating? And I'm like, why would you invite all of them? It was like a cry for help.
It's like, wait, do you have a yeast infection? Because now I have a yeast infection. Is it from you or you?
I was like, this is really like it's a cry for help. Like, why would you do that? But then I was also thinking, like, is he just like intoxicated and he's not thinking right? But like, I was just like, I don't
maybe he thought they were all the same girl.
No.
Like if he was
did
like,
not.
I'm kidding. I kid.
Yeah, can you imagine? But yeah, it seemed like we were just always every night ordering from Remedy's Diner, mozzarella cheese sticks, fries, rosé, tequila.
I can't do those mozzarella cheese sticks anymore. I got so excited one time that I bit one off and I was eating it.
Where?
And it was like from a local dive bar. It was from Tilt's, actually. I don't know if you remember.
Oh my god, you're so trashy.
And I know. I'm trash. So I'm eating
Complete
this
trash.
mozzarella stick, and I was so hungry that I didn't really chew it. So I swallowed it, but it was still like attached.
Yes.
And so like it went down my throat, and it was like a string. I was gagging.
Did you pull it out?
I had to pull it out. I was gagging. I was like choking to death. I couldn't breathe, and I had to pull it out of my throat, and it was like this is like 8 or 9 inches long. It just like I probably pulled it out of my stomach.
I can totally see that because sometimes that mozzarella will not pull apart.
It didn't pull apart, and I just swallowed it too fast. So I don't do mozzarella sticks anymore.
Yeah, something about them, it just feels like that is so really greasy and like fried and like I don't know, like you love cheese. I always think of cheese as like really unhealthy.
It isn't the best for you. I mean, it has what people are like,
it's
it
not
has
the
calcium
best for you. Oh, bullshit. I don't think this calcium thing is gonna do any
Well,
good.
you know what? Broccoli has calcium in it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you can get more calcium from broccoli than you can from dairy, which people don't realize.
Yeah.
Because, you know, let's be honest, broccoli's not as tasty as cheese.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Now this vegan cheese they're talking about like has like the same, like it's called Mikos.
Why call it cheese though?
I don't think it's a cheese alternative.
Yes. And it's vegan cheese. No, it's not fucking cheese.
You're right.
Stop
it's a cheese alternative. Okay, they have to correct it, Kellis. Don't have to get all mad.
Don't be calling me Kellis, bro.
You get a little angry. Kellis comes out.
Hold me back. I'm going to get you.
Kellis comes out.
I'm going to get you.
This is like the other Gemini, the twin flame, the crazy one.
Getting crazy tonight.
Do you think that tonight is the night to get a little wild?
Oh, I got wild last night.
What did you do? Tell me the messy.
Oh,
Give me the lowdown on the messy.
I can't.
Okay, so you expect me to be an open book, but then you have boundaries and you have limits because you're a mother.
I do have boundaries.
You're a mommy.
You know what? I just got a little crazy with my hubby. That's all. I'm gonna spare you the details though.
That sounds fun. Yeah. Something about like getting messy with character in New York that I met. They bought their flat and it's like that's kind of cool. And then on top of it, I was just like, wow, you know when the sex is good. Like that's when you're like, okay, definitely gonna have like, you know, a next New York trip and have to, you know, put that person on the VIP list.
You know.
God, correct a brother. Keep me in check, just like you did. You feel me? Mm-hmm. I'm going to start saying you feel me.
Oh, that's going to get annoying real quick. But go ahead and start. Okay. I'll let you know when I'm sick of it.
But I do think that I need to start reading a new book because that is my hobby.
I've been reading too. Yeah.
What do you think? Self-help? Should it be a nonfiction?
I normally do self-help, but sometimes a nonfiction is interesting and necessary just for excitement and entertainment. Sometimes you got to take a pause on the self-help.
So nonfiction is not like fictional.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you said like sometimes like a nonfiction is exciting and like, you know, take a pause from nonfiction isn't really exciting, is it?
Yeah.
I think you were just getting them confused. Like you thought fiction
is not real.
Yeah, that would be more of I describe that as excitement, right? Not like a nonfiction.
Oh, you just said nonfiction. You know what? I did get it confused.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to be mean or shady.
No, thank you.
Yeah, because I'm like, wait, nobody. I mean, unless the nonfiction like book is really that like crazy exciting.
No, fiction. I do some fiction ones. Yeah,
like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Not like Oh wait, I have to use like Harry
yeah,
Potter.
that could be used in the right way.
I'm like trying to avoid it completely.
Oh my gosh.
We are so excited for you to be part of Mocktails Or Messy. We really would love if you could like, comment, and share this video with any of your friends or family. It will allow us to continue to grow this.
We are looking for fun guests who are willing to spill the tea, tell us your messiest stories.
Yes, we want to hear your messy stories because
you
our
could be
messy
anywhere
stories,
in the country.
Yeah, sometimes I thought this weekend was going to be messy, but it's just not messy enough for my co-host Kelly.
Absolutely not. So if you have a messier story, you text us or call us.
Your messiest story, because we're running out of messy stories. We're trying to create them on our own, but our number is 424-666-7794.
424-666-7794. We're not running out of stories. We just have some in the bank for later because some of them we are not going to share until we hit 10,000 subscribers because they might be a little bit too messy. I'm not trying to just put it all out there right now.
Yes, this 20-year friendship, it's just too good. We want to milk every little ounce of our messy past and learn from it. We want to stop the cycle, but we also want to laugh about those messy moments, and we can redefine what it is to be messy in your 30s and 40s and 50s.
Absolutely.
Thank you for listening to Mocktails Or Messy. This is Ryan Frankowski, your mocktail man.
And Kelly Mizgorski, your cocktail gal.
Wait. I think mocktail man sounds stupid in here. Cocktail gal.
We love you guys.
Ciao.
Ciao.